to She Speaks. It's your girl Amber. So today I want to get into soul ties. Um, a lot of people typically um, don't know what a soul tie is. All right, so like the Google's definition of a soul tie is sometimes referred to as an emotional or spiritual cording and an inexplicable, powerful emotional bond to another person. So for a long time, like I had learned about soul ties, and um it's one of those things that are really it's powerful, and learning about it makes so much sense. And soul ties are of course created between two people, and I truly feel in my heart that like there's a reason why we should only be with one person like throughout our whole entire life. Because like I said before, it's a really beautiful thing. It's not something that you just want to do with anyone. Like I said, like being intimate with someone is special, right? It's special, especially like some people, like when they have relationships, it's like it's different than when they just out in the streets. Like it's not like any emotional attachment, but we learn that like even if it's someone that we typically don't want to be with or whatever, like you do it more than once or twice, whatever case may be, like it becomes like off rip like an emotional attachment, right? Because like that it's deep, it's a deep thing. And I feel like when you just if you just wait and have it just with that one person, like, and y'all love each other, y'all care for each other, like it's not just a physical thing, it's a mental thing, emotional, like I mean everything in one. And you're able to fully give yourself to this person vulnerably, and it's special because you love that person, right? Because you love that person, it becomes special. It's like it's a bond. It's a bond. It creates a stronger bond. And it's crazy because like throughout my whole life I always said like the reason why I let people that I see myself being with, I make them wait before we do anything, because like those are the people that I can see myself in a relationship with, I don't want to ruin it with sex, because like something in me like that like it's like when you first meet a person, like off rip, like I could be with this person, right? Like because the conversation is great, like they speak to you mentally, and it just like it's a euphoric feeling when you are already like attracted or aroused or whatever the case may be, just by talking to someone, right? It's wow, I love it. So when it comes to the people that I can see myself dating, like I'm like, what, this is someone that I can date, and off rip, they're on the same page as me, which they typically are. Like the people that I've dated, like actually been in a relationship with, it all was like that way. So it's like wow, like except for one, it kind of just like fell into a relationship, but the other two, like we waited to have sex, and it was like I really got to know the person. I really got to learn them, emotionally, mentally. And like once we crossed that gate, it was so much powerful. It meant so much to me, right? And I was able to let my heart in it at that point because I felt safe, I felt secure, So, and people would never understand, like, well, how come you let people in a relationship wait, but you could just have sex with, you know, whatever, and it'd be cool. I'm like, because like, and it's sad to say, but this is how I was. Like I literally, with no off rip, like I can't see myself with someone, and I would literally, that would be like, okay, well, shoot, I wouldn't mind, sleeping with you though, you know what I'm saying? So it come to that, because I know eventually, like, it's nothing gonna come of it, you know what I'm saying? But there are some, like, little ones and twosies that, like, after it happened, it kind of, like, brought us closer or whatever the case may be, right? But in all of that, I'm saying, like, every person I feel like I created a soul tie with. And it's something that were like, it was so much stronger. And I'm like, yo, what is this? Like, like I said, like the toxic relationship that I dealt with for like 3 to 4 years, it was like no matter what, like we always just found ourselves back to each other. Like, you know, And it's people that I've known or dealt with like maybe like 10 years ago, you know, and it's like in some way, shape, or form, they always like reach back out, and it's like, you know, and it's always one of them things where it's like it feels normal. It's so weird. It's like, wow, like we didn't forget each other. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. And I'm just like, wow, like I might be 28 this year, and it's like people that I still talk to from like 11, 12 years ago, and it's like, wow, like that's crazy to me. Like that's weird, you know? I don't know. So like I did like a poem, and I kind of expressed in my own way what I believe a soul tie is. Um, because it's one of the things now that is so precious to me. Like when it comes to like intimacy, I don't just want to lay down with anyone. Like I'm learning to protect my temple, right? Because I realize I'm a person I just can't, like I'm an emotional person, you know, and when I cross that line, it's like automatically something clicks, and it's like your expectations change, because it's like a sense of self-respect. So like when people don't treat you accordingly, and you've crossed those lines, it's like you're mad disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how can you want something so precious for me, but it's like you don't know how to, you know, but you don't treat me well. You know, it's crazy. It's one of the things where it's like I just don't want to share that with anyone anymore. You know, I want someone who fully wants what I want, and like so when we have that connection, like I don't want no one else to go anywhere else. Like if I actually get like in another relationship, I want it to be my forever thing. You know, like I just feel like it's really precious to touch, and to learn someone emotionally, physically, mentally. And it's one of the things like you have to protect, because not everyone deserves your soul. They don't deserve your mind. You know, they don't deserve that. And you realize that when you make these meaningful exchanges with people, right? And it's like they don't care about your well-being. They don't care about, hey, how are you doing today? Like, was your day good? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they don't care about the things that, like, it's like you as a person, you know, and then you share that bond. It's like that's why most of us be feeling so disrespected, because it's like, yo, I shared the most precious part of me with you, and you doing all this, it makes you, that's the stuff that makes you crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, whoa, like, I mean, some people don't care. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I care. So I kind of want to give y'all an example of like this is when like it really clicked for me. So you know you know, this guy reached out to me, and you know him hollering at me was just so, it was in a very sexual way, right? And this is when I was kind of early off in my journey, and I was like off rip. I'm like, you're toxic, like, and you, all you want is pretty much sex for me, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, no, I think you're beautiful, blah blah blah, when he gets to know you, cool, da 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 da. But like immediately I already knew, just by the way that he approached me, right, approached me, that like this is what it was. So you know me, whatever, I gotta test the waters. I gotta see, like, oh, let me see what this dude really about. So biggest mistake ever. Literally, you know, he wasn't a stranger, not like that, but you know, I invited him, you know, to my home. And what's crazy is, like, you know, we're talking, whatever the case may be, and like the dude is like all over me. You know what I'm saying? Started with like a little foot massage. Let me get a foot massage, you know, da 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 da. I'm like, you know, cool, I did go skating today. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. But it's like, it turned me off so bad. Like, I'm like, you barely know me. You know, we're not strangers, but you don't know me. And like, in my mind, I'm just like, this dude is like all over me. It's like a, like, what in the world? You know, it's like, is this how it is nowadays? Like, just that energy. I had to like tell him, like, he had to leave. Like, you have to go. Like, because for one, of course, like the body doesn't really know what's going on sometimes. So people are able to shut it off. But like when you're attracted to someone, like of course you're aroused. If they're doing that stuff, it's like it wasn't the right type of arousal for me, because I'm like, I want someone who loves me and cherishes me, whatever, to be doing this type of stuff to me. Not, you know, I'm like, you don't even. It just was a big turn off. I'm just gonna say that it was a big turn off. And at that moment, I was like, yeah, like back in the day, I got down like that. I was like, you know, cool. I really didn't care. But now I'm just like, absolutely not. Like, I just can't do it. Like, I can't. It serves no purpose for me. Like, if you don't want me, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to be with me and actually get to know me as a person, you're not about to share the most intimate experience with me. And I ain't the type of person to gloat, but like I'm not giving my stuff to just anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I can't do that. Not anymore. Absolutely not. No. I'm just like, y'all don't even deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no. I really just wanted to talk about that because, I really feel like that's one of the things nowadays. Like, our world is so sexualized and we see so much of it, and it's like everybody's lonely, everybody's whatever, and it's like if you could just wait just a little bit, just getting to know someone and seeing like where their mind at, it's the hugest turn off. And you only come across a few that's like, it's like, wow, like this is substantial, this is substance, I'm gonna treat this with care. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think the way that I think, and a lot of people are not gonna agree with it. Like, oh well, I saw my boyfriend on the first day and we still together. That's cool, that works for you, that's fine and dandy. But I just feel like without the physical exchanges, I feel like you really get to learn a person, because it's like when it's backwards, it just becomes messy, and it's like you start realizing things that you don't even like about the person, like just like, oh wow, what, ugh. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the way that I think, and every time that I've waited, I'm telling you, like it's just a different type of experience. I'll just say that's a different type of experience. I do want to get into my poem now. So yeah, um, my little poem that I wrote about soul ties. So yeah, here it goes. Our spirits intertwine in exchange of traumas. I feel what you feel, the inside of you screaming, the little kid in you before you were domesticated, in a corner saying, this is true happiness. But they're going to take this away from you. Because they're hurt, they don't know no better. They're going to teach you to be fearful. They will neglect to show you love. Your heart will break. The kid is grown now, holding it all in. So when you entered me, you passed it all to me. Why is it so when we don't speak, you cross my mind? When I'm suddenly sad, something's telling me to check in on you because I feel you're not okay. Wow, soul tie. Be careful who you allow to latch onto you, taking your peace away. Soul tie, breakaway. Gotta save yourself for your true soulmate, because your temple wasn't meant for everyone, just that one. Wow, wish I would have known. Losing my virginity wouldn't have been so cold. So many souls you carry, it's hard to know what's really you. Be careful who you let enter you. Yeah, that was my interpretation of a soul tie. And it's really deep, it's like everyone carry all of these traumas, right? We have all of these traumas, and when intertwine with someone, right, and y'all have that exchange, it's like I feel like that's a spiritual connection, because it could be, man, can get really deep. It's a really deep thing once your mind is there. I'm telling you, like, it's a deep thing. And I just feel like the traumas and everything that we hold inside of us, like, it's an energy. We're passing energy to each other. That's the perfect word. Thank you, God. You're passing energy to each other. So like when you think about it, like when your energy is off, or you got these things that you're dealing with and no one knows, and you go to this person, let's say this person is finally put together, masterpiece, right? Brush still working, and they're whole, whether that's a female or a male, right? And you, let's say you're the one that has all, you're holding all this stuff in, and then you go and you're like exchanging that energy with that person. Now her aura is off, her balance is off, her equilibrium is off. It's like, and they're trying to understand, like, why do I feel this way? And because you just exchange energy with someone who don't got it all together. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's really, really important to just be careful who you exchange that type of intimacy with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that goes from male and female. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, like I said, it can go either way. So just be really careful. Work on you. Just protect yourself. protect yourself. And I want to tell y'all about a new word that I learned. It's called pruning. Google's definition of pruning, it says the goal is to remove unwanted branches, improve the tree's structure, and direct new healthy growth. And you know, like I told y'all that when I see stuff, like it speaks to me different. My mind is like, you know, I think really, really different from a lot of people. And so when I seen that, I'm like, wow. So, you know me, I'm like, okay, can this be a spiritual meaning? You know what I'm saying? I looked it up and it actually was a spiritual meaning too. So when I think of this, I'm like, okay, into my own words, I said, okay, removal and restore. That's what I got from pruning, removal and restore, right? So when it comes to soul ties, like I said, like if you when you're on this journey, you know, I have to, like, cutting that away allows me to fully like just be who I am. I have to get rid of all this negative energy and just kind of build myself back together, get my energy back right. So when I seen pruning, I was like, wow, like I'm doing that. Like I'm literally building my foundation all the way back up. I'm trying to restore, cut off any dead ends, anything that's not healthy for me, that's killing me. You know what I'm saying? So when you think of a tree, right? It's deeply rooted. It's deeply rooted and it has branches and leaves or whatever the case, right? And so it removes unwanted branches. Like so you're taking away from, you know, you're stripping away or breaking off all of this stuff that you're trying to cleanse yourself up so you can become a better person, heal, right? Improves the tree structure. So like now your foundation is better, right? And then direct new healthy growth. So now I'm growing, my branches are growing again, or and the leaves is growing and blooming, and it's like now it's happier. Now it knows love. Now it knows worth. Now it knows value and your boundaries. You're grounded now. You're grounded in a healthy way now. So when I seen pruning, I was like, wow, that's deep. That's what's up. So yeah, I wanted to share that with y'all. But yes, so tonight, all in all, I hope you guys learned something. I always say this. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Because like I said, I love to hear you guys' thoughts. And just thank you for tuning in about soul ties this evening. So I hope you have a great night. I love y'all. Peace.